So Veteran Day is next month, but we're gonna take the time now to highlight a local Kansas City veteran doing her thing and doing a crossover. No Allen Iverson, becoming a small business entrepreneur. Introduce yourself and tell the world all about you.
Hello, I am Alexis Garner, and I own Simone's Beauty Supply. Simone is named after myself, that is my middle name, and I serve the Kansas City community um, with the products that they need.
Right on. So man, we gotta figure this out. So, what even led you to go into the service? What gave you the itch? That takes a lot of confidence within itself. And then, how did you get that same itch to transition into a new field or a new area of your life?
What gave me the itch to join the military, honestly, was for travel. I wanted to get out of Kansas City. I wanted to see what was outside of Kansas City and the benefits that came with it, schooling. And it definitely took a lot of courage to go. Honestly, I wasn't necessarily scared to join. I wanted to join. Um, I'm glad I made that decision. And when it came to the business, honestly, when it came to Simone's Beauty Supply, that didn't come until after I separated from the military. So coming
Was there any
back,
family that influenced you to go to the military at all, or was it just a decision on your own that you just like, was it just plotting in your head for a while that you said, you know what, I'm thinking about doing this?
my stepdad, he is a former Marine. So he was really, trying to influence us to go into the military and the good that comes out of it. He wanted me to go to the Marines, but I switched to Air Force. Um, yeah, he was really my big influence on going, honestly.
That's dope. That's dope. And so, what was the experience like being in the service? Like, walk me through your first day. Like, where this is really, I did this, I done made this commitment, I'm here now.
Always basic training. I think it really didn't hit me until after we got our assigned MTIs and our barracks, and it was that next morning when they woke us up. I think that's when it really hit me like, okay, I'm really doing this. It's really settling in. I'm starting to experience what the military is all about. That's when it really hit me because basic training wasn't hard, but it was a little tough, and I definitely wanted to give up halfway through.
What was the
But I
toughest part?
the toughest part, it was really the mental. It was really the mental and not taking everything personal, the yelling, the screaming, the in your face. I just really made it out of a game.
Dig it. Dig it. Was that a tough adjustment as far as like, did it take a while for you to accumulate into that? Of being yelled at, of being screamed at, and all that.
Um, a little. Like I said, my stepdad was Marine, so I kind of got all that heaviness in the household before I went.
Dig it.
Um, well, I would say maybe the physical training was a little bit tough. The physical training didn't get tough until tech school. Basic training was a little easy, but when tech school hit, that was vigorous.
Was there ever a point where you regretted your choice, or you was like, man, what did I get myself into?
In tech school.
Mm.
In tech school, it was a different beast. It was definitely a different beast in basic training, and I was security forces, so that's a whole different beast in itself. So yeah, tech school definitely when I second guessed it.
Okay. And how long were you in the service overall?
6 years.
Dig it, dope. And within that 6 years, when did you start getting the itch to I want to transition to an entrepreneur or I have bigger goals and dreams outside? Some people stay in the service 40, 50 years. So
Hmm.
what gave you that mindset that I want to pivot to something different?
I thought about that about 2 years into my enlistment being up. I wanted to change. I wanted something different, and I wanted to serve just in a different way.
Dig it. Now, did you go through multiple phases of, all right, I'm going to get into this business or I'm going to do this? Like, did you, before you even got into the service, did you have in the
Mhm.
back of your mind that I'm going to do something in the beauty industry? Or did that process just kind of come along as you were just putting ideas out into the world?
It definitely came along. I was not thinking about the beauty industry at all whatsoever. When I joined the military, I was going to do 20 years.
Oh,
I was going to
wow.
do 20 years. I planned on retiring. That was the plan until that fourth year hit
Okay.
and that experience, and I was like, I think I need to adjust some things.
Okay.
The beauty industry.
Walk me through that 4th year of experience real quick.
Fourth year of experience. So I was just my first base was Okinawa, Japan. I enjoyed that experience. It was definitely a lot of highs and a lot of lows, personal wise and job wise. When I got to my second base and things really started settling in and how the military is ran, security forces, I don't I didn't have the heart for it anymore. I didn't have the heart for it anymore. I seen something bigger. I wanted to do something bigger than the military.
Dig it. Does it take a certain type of mindset to be in the service? Like, being a civilian is one thing and living everyday life and going to work and mingling. But when you're in the
Mhm,
service, you kind of secluded from the public in a sense. Does that
mhm.
affect you mentally in any way, shape, or form?
Yes, especially if you get stationed overseas somewhere. You're really just confined to those people within that unit. You might not get along with everyone. You might not align with a lot of people there. So you have to adjust. You have to adjust. Even though being in the military, it still feels like the regular world of regular civilian world. You go to work, you do
Okay.
whatever you want, but it's more structure. It's more structure. You got commander's calls, you got PT, you have it's everything is planned out for you.
Do you think it's something that the master people would benefit from, like going to the service for at least 2 years, 4 years?
Definitely, definitely. I recommend people to at least do 4 years. If anything, just give 4 years because I believe 4 years gives you a good amount of time to fill it out if this is for you, if there's something that you want to do, you want to make a career out of it, or you see yourself doing something else.
Yeah, I could have never, ever, ever, ever saw myself going to the service at
You
all.
could, you could. It's really a lot of people they really be in their head about it because when people think of military, they just think war. They
Yeah.
just think war, you're gonna be on the other side of the line. And it's like, no, it's not like that.
I think of all TC. I had that class first hour, and I was always late, so I had to do push-ups. I think it's the shining the brass, shining the shoes, the
Yeah.
about face, all that little
Yeah.
things I know. I
Look,
wouldn't.
my march was clean in basic training. Do you hear me? My march was clean.
Not a stain on you. I dig it.
Hmm.
So walk me through the ending. Like, so I know I'm leaving the service. I know I'm about to go
Hmm.
back out into the world as a civilian. I know I have these dreams that I want to chase, but I don't really know how to chase them. Walk me through that mental process and that shift.
When wanting to transition, I was excited. I definitely was excited to transition. I definitely always had those doubts in the back of my mind because I planned on being in the dental field. I was taking my prerequisites and I was going through the whole process of when I got out and all of that. So I had a plan.
Okay.
I didn't have a backup plan. I will say that. When I came into the civilian world and I adjusted and I was tapping into the dental field, I realized that wasn't for me. And that's where it kind of life kind of took a turn for me because I was just sitting there like, okay, so what do I do now? What do I
Okay.
do now? Where do I go? And I live north of Kansas City. So it's about two beauty supply stores that's up here. And they're nothing like the ones in the inner city. So I just started looking around like, dang, we need some convenience. We need some convenience. because nobody wants to make a commute 30, 40 minutes down in the city just to get what they need.
Man, look.
So my whole thing was I just wanted to be a service to people, and I wanted to make change. Make
Okay.
change.
So walk me through that business plan of transitioning from dental to the beauty industry now. Like what how much time was in between there? Was it any fear? Was it any doubts? Was it I just stick with dental? Did you just make the leap right away with no hesitation at all? Like what was that process like?
Dental field, I was shadowing at a dental field for about 5, 6 months. And with me ending that to starting or thinking, having the idea of starting my beauty supply, it probably, I would say maybe about the same time, 5, 6 months in between. And in between that time, before I was looking for any inventory or any distributors, I would go to the beauty supply stores and I would talk to the customers just to get an idea of what their frustrations were, what they needed, and what they were missing. So once I started doing that, I did that about every day. And I kind of got to build the confidence to be like, you know what, they said they need it. I guess it's just gonna be me.
So
Of course, I was a little fearful, but I think my purpose outweighed it all.
what advice do you have to anybody who has those same doubts or those same fears of wanting to chase a dream but not really sure, don't really got that momentum to put that first step in motion?
Just do it. Just do it. Even if you don't have all the answers, you don't have it all figured out, just do it. And if it's on your mind and your heart for a while and you have the feeling of taking action more than not taking action, that's your sign.
Okay. All right. I like that. Now, I walked me through the process of the business. So we didn't made the commitment. We didn't
Mhm.
put both feet in. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're moving forward with. What was that process like within, like, let's say, the first week, the first month, and when did I guess the butterflies go away? You was like, damn, I'm really doing this. I'd have really made this jump.
So once I started really looking up inventory and purchasing items and getting everything, legally documented, that's when I was kind of like, okay, we doing this. This is real. We can't stop now because we already put everything in motion. So I'm sorry, what was the other question?
So when did you realize that you really did it? Like we all, so like the process of having a goal or a dream, like it always starts in our head before it ever comes to the physical world. So
Hmm.
when did you, like, I guess, take a deep breath and realize like damn, I'm living my dream. Like I really done brought my dream to reality. Like it ain't no more just thinking about it. Like I'm living it.
I would say when I get those random calls from customers, when I get those random calls, especially like when days are moving slow and they'll call, ask, do I have a specific product or can I meet them somewhere? It's like, okay, y'all paying attention, y'all watching, and y'all trust me.
It's dope.
So, yeah,
It's
that's the
dope.
turning point.
No, yeah, I really say that everybody has a gift to get this world, and the gift is inside your heart, and nobody externally can see it. But as the Bible says, your gifts will make room for you. So you got to be willing to walk towards that future of abundance, and that future is slowly move its way towards you. So now that we got the business going, we live in our dream. What's the goal? What's the future? What's the 5, 3, 10 year? What we how big we want to go? What we see?
In 3 years, I do see Simone's Beauty Supply having its own suite, its own storefront where people could come in, take in the experience, and yeah, just get a feel of Simone's Beauty Supply. 10 year, I see Simone's Beauty Supply maybe being somewhere else besides Kansas City.
Liddy. And how would you say what you learned in the military, that experience, how does it transition over to the world of entrepreneurship?
Discipline, Discipline is definitely a big one. In the military, like I said before, everything is structured for you. There's people to hold you accountable for things. Now that I'm out, I have to hold myself accountable. I have to have discipline in getting things done. Um, I would also say attention to detail. With security forces, one wrong mistake, one wrong move equals consequences. And that goes over into it. And I would say service before self. Service before self, because I'm not doing this because it's convenient for me. I'm doing this because I see a need for my customers. I see a need for my community, and I want to service them.
I like that a lot. Service before self. Is that a slogan I got within the military?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like so.
Always, yep,
It sounds
yep.
like so. I want to say what's the it's another one I've heard people say that they say it's military, like embrace the suck or something like that.
Yep, yep, there, embrace the suck. Yep,
Yeah. Um,
yep. Because in the military, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. Everything seems urgent until you get there, and it's just like, okay, what's next?
dude, I really try to put myself in the mindset of someone who was in the service, and like I said, I can't fathom it. I can remember playing Call of Duty or James Bond 007, but to
Mm-hmm.
legitimately be in a foreign nation in Afghanistan or Iraq, or
Mm-hmm.
I can't even fathom it. I think that's dope to you. What was it like the first time you put on your uniform, and what was it like the last time that you put on that uniform?
Ah, I was excited to put on the uniform. I definitely was excited to put on my ABUs. Um, I definitely felt fulfilled. I felt accomplished. And the last time I put it on, I felt as though I was walking into a new chapter. Of course, I think about all the memories and everything that I've experienced within those 6 years, and I hold those dear to my heart, but it was a new chapter.
Yeah. That was my next question of what's your favorite experience? Like what's something you can see yourself looking back 30, 40 years of story that you'll tell that was positive? And what's
Mm-hmm.
also a story that you can see yourself looking back on 30, 40 years that's negative that you don't ever want to experience again?
In the military.
Yeah.
Hmm. I enjoyed most of my time at my first base in Japan. I had a lot of positive memories out there with the people and just being in a whole, different country. That was definitely a culture shock. It was definitely a culture shock. And the worst, what I wouldn't take with me, what I wouldn't take with me. Hmm.
Unless you're saying the whole thing was good.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. It definitely wasn't. I would say because the military teaches you to be strong and push through a lot of things, and you kind of look at it as a sign of weakness, but it was really survival. So just really, I guess what I'm trying to say is acknowledge what I'm going through with myself, taking a step back and saying that it is okay to speak up or express feelings that I have, emotions that I have.
Hey, I like that. A question that just ran to my mind as you were talking is, did it teach you things about yourself that you did not know? And if so, what?
Hmm. I can't say I wouldn't say that I didn't know this, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. I can't be a shy person. I can't be a shy person to where I kind of like to play the backfield. But I'm realizing now that I can play the front field
Yeah,
and
main
I
character.
can, huh?
You could be the main character.
Yeah, I could be the main character.
Star of the show.
Hmm. So I'm realizing that now. I know I had it in me, but it's definitely coming out more.
Dope, dope. What did it take for that to come out? Like as far as what experience really shaped that or made you realize that I got a voice. You know, I have a powerful voice and I can use it and I can do whatever I want in this thing called life. Like there's really no limits.
Yeah. Really starting this business, honestly, because I have to be the face of my business. I have to get out there and mingle and communicate and put myself on the front line.
Okay, okay. We got about 10 minutes coming up, so I don't want to hog up too much of your time. But I got a couple more questions I want to get out. The first one is, what advice or what message would you have for um, sophomore, junior, senior in high school who really don't know what they want to do, not sure if they want to go to college, kind of considering
Hmm.
the service. They don't have a stepfather like you did
Hmm.
who giving that push. What advice would you have for them on considering the service and what it could do for life?
I would definitely say try it. Definitely try it. It's not what you think it is. And at least do 4 years. 4 years, fill it out, get away from what you're used to, get out of your environment and take in the benefits that you can get from it when enlisting in the military. And
Right,
I don't think a lot of people think about that. They think about the worst
right.
and not all the good that comes with it.
Yeah, and it's definitely not spoken of good. You want to hear, like you said, war and all those things, and
Hmm.
everyone is pushed to go to college. And I know
Hmm.
myself, I wasn't mature enough out of high
Hmm.
school to go to college. I'd have done terrible. But I think, like as you said, the service matures you a little bit, and that's definitely
Hmm.
what the inner city need is some maturity in all areas. Um,
Yeah, because definitely, I didn't start taking classes until the fourth year of me in my enlistment. I wasn't thinking about college before joining or any of that. But I know that it was going to be a point in my life where I was going to do that.
yeah.
And it's right there waiting on me. So,
Lit, lit. And the second part to that is, what advice do you have for somebody who's in the service already, who is having the itch or has a dream in the back of their mind that, you know, it's something bigger for me out here, who have initially thought they was going to do 20 years, 30 years,
mhm.
and they not as confident as you to make that pivot or make a step in the next direction. What words of advice or encouragement do you have for them?
I would say that you got this. You got this. Do it with the fear that you have. You never know what you're capable of. And And I know what I want to say. Just give me a minute.
Oh, you good.
I know what I want to say. You've already did hard. You've done hard things in the military already. This is just another hard that you're gonna overcome. So you're built for this. You got this.
It's dope. And then the final question is for you, for yourself, for what you've accomplished in your
Mhm.
short life, and you got a ton of life ahead of you. If you were on stage right
Mhm.
now and you could speak, that your older self is speaking to your younger self about following your dreams and keep going, what would you like to say to you? Like if you didn't quit and everything you wanted, it became a reality, what words would
Mhm.
you want to say to you?
Yeah, you did it. You did it. I know you did it. You can really do anything that you put your mind to. And all the hard work that you paid off. I mean, all the hard work that you did paid off.
Dope. And the reason I asked you that question is because I think the hardest thing in life for anybody to be is consistent. I
Hmm.
think it's easy to do something for a week or for a month or for a year
Hmm.
or for even for 3 to 5 years, but eventually the mask slowly slips, and that's where you see what you're built of. And so, just to listen to you talk about what the military did for you and the character and the discipline is built, like you're cut from a different cloth, as they say. So
Hmm.
I know that you're gonna be able to put out the longevity of the 20, 30 years. So that's why I just want to ask because I understand. I can see that it's there, and that's something that the world doesn't really let you know about life was that it doesn't stop until you're in a coffin.
Right, right, right. You got to keep going. You have to keep going.
Yeah. So to see that you've already, took that step in that direction. Martin Luther King said faith is taking the first step without seeing the full staircase.
Hmm.
And I think faith and fear both require you to believe in something you cannot see, and collective confidence is contagious. So if we end up putting this on YouTube, if you approve, your confidence
Hmm.
and your faith, you have no idea who it could touch or who it could impact or uplift or who, because you've done this, it could touch somebody in Korea or, Canada or
Hmm.
wherever. So to that random person who may happen to see this interview today, tomorrow, in a week, in 5 years, in 10 years, what message of hope or inspiration would you want to leave for them? To the stranger who you'll never see or hear from.
Get out of your head. Get out of your head. We tend to overthink a lot and doubt ourselves, especially when we're stepping into a career path that we've never thought about doing, looked into, or any of that. Get out of your head. And I will also say, Johnny,
What's up?
what was that last question?
The
What
last
what was the second part of that last
the
question?
second part is it was no so I said
What would I
I,
tell a stranger?
yeah. What would you tell a stranger? Because that like the coolest part about YouTube to me is I don't know who watched my videos. I'll never see 90% of the people, but some of the comments are like so full of love and hope, and man, you changed my life. And it's people
Mm-hmm.
told me that it's crazy. And I say like the internet is like water. You can use it to quench your thirst, or you can use it to drown somebody. So the fact that we using it for positive and high lifting vibrations, what you put out got to spin the bin and pull back up to your front door. So we only putting out high vibrations. So whatever you put out to the people is gonna be something high. So it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
turn the block, and when it come back to you, it's gonna be higher.
Yeah. And I would say too, don't not start just because you don't have all the answers, that you
Yeah.
don't know everything. That's part of the whole journey, is to learn as you go. As long as you have the idea, you have the confidence, and you have the drive to do it, that's the first step.
Dig it. All right. Couple more questions before I let you go. Um,
Mm.
Chris Brown or Michael Jackson?
Hmm. We gonna say Michael. We gonna say Michael. We love Chris. We gonna say Michael.
Right on. Jay Z or Lil Wayne?
And it's crazy. Back in the day, I would have said Lil Wayne. I love Lil Wayne back in the day. I didn't really listen to Jay Z that much until these last few years. So
Which
I would say,
albums?
huh?
Which album? The Black Album? 444.
And I don't know the albums now,
Oh,
Johnny.
oh, okay. We just on a few track basis. Okay,
Few tracks, yeah.
gotcha. I'm still taking Wayne, but I respect your decision.
Oh
And
man.
then the last one, Lil Bow Wow or Lil Romeo?
Lil Bow Wow. I wasn't listening to Lil Romeo. I wasn't listening to Lil Romeo.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate you for your time, and let the people know where they can find you if they want to, purchase a product or share your information, anything of that nature.
Okay. My beauty supply store website is Simone's, SAMONES, beautysupply.com. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, Simone's Beauty Supply. And yeah, you guys can check me out there and purchase, talk to me, whatever you need. I'm
Dig it. And
there.
I'll make sure we get all of her socials linked in the description and all that. And yeah, go follow the homie. She's gonna be doing some super like awesome things here in the future. And the same greatness that you see inside of her and you see inside of myself, that light is inside of you as well. So do your thing and shine it. We outie. Peace.
Bye. Thank you.